I'm here at the NEC Classic Car Show with motoring journalist Richie Barnett.
Hello, how are you?
So, Rich, what are your picks of the sale? Have you had a good look round?
Oh, I've had a very good look round. I've been here for a couple of hours, I think, so far, and this is just goodness personified.
So, what have we got here? It's a 1996 Ford Scorpio Ultima 16-valve auto, but it's only done 25,195 miles. Super low mileage Ford. Are these the next ones to go?
Yes, definitely. These are the ones you've got to be buying now. We do like fast Fords, but there's a lot of other interesting things that are slightly off the radar, and this is just wonderful. I love them. I'll declare I absolutely love Scorpios.
My interest in this is the mileage. So I think as a collectible car, the value is in the mileage. So it's guided at £8,000 to £10,000, so they're obviously thinking it's going to go for somewhere around
$9,000.
It's
going to be, yes, well, we look at last week what happened with that Senator that got $10,500 at Anglia. So this is probably a much more low mileage car, probably rarer, and that's perfectly reasonable.
Good spec, good colour. It's in this sort
good
of
colour, plum,
metallic plum colour with a
correct wheels,
beige leather interior, correct original wheels. What else do we know about
lovely
it?
Interior, leather.
Time warp condition, we're going to call this one, aren't we? What do you think it's going to make, Richie?
It's going to be within that, or very near to the estimate.
I think based on the Senator at Anglia, that I thought they were being optimistic with a guide of 8 that did 10 and a half. Yeah. I think this might go over the estimate. So the Scorpio was guided at £8,000 to £10,000. We both thought it would do in or over that, and both got it spectacularly wrong. It actually sold on the day for £6,187, including fees. Look at this, Fiat Uno Turbo IE. Let's find out a little bit more about it. So this was Fiat's 80s hot hatch. 73,000 miles, very sensible miles, lovely condition, and it's guided, can you believe it, for a Fiat Uno at £16,000 to £20,000. But these are worth it all day long. Good luck find another one. If you've got a car collection and you're into your 80s and 90s tackle, this is well worth a look. The 1987 Fiat Uno Turbo IE, which I thought was incredibly rare and very sensibly priced at £16,000 to £20,000, did a little under at £15,750, including fees. And then we moved on to a 1990 Toyota Hilux pickup truck with just one owner. This one was guided at £12,000 to £15,000.
Come and have a look at the front of this. Why do we like this? It's nice. It's used. It's clearly been loved. But it's clearly worked. I love it, Sam.
Rich, are we saying, do we think it might be sitting in its original paint?
I think so.
Some of it, I think it is.
And we've got 12 to 15 on it, but it's only done 53,288 miles. Interior's nice. I wonder if it's had covers on it from you, because it's really smart, isn't it?
The interior supports the mileage.
But this is what we really like, and this shows proper old money. The bonnet mascot.
Will that be the family logo, do you think?
Yeah, I hope so. Hey, no jokes. We know the joke about Audi drivers and hedgehogs, but we're not going to go into that.
We're not going to do that, are we?
But a bit of hard work clearly has been carried out by this lovely old thing.
I think there's been some in-house home paint repairs with a brush, perhaps.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I think this has been a proper working vehicle all its life, as it should be.
As it should be, but well maintained, we think, as well. So, love it.
I have a real soft spot for Tati Original, and this ticks all the Tati Original boxes.
But Sam, don't forget as well, I think interest in Japanese 4x4s is well on the up now, because although there are some here, whisper it, not everybody likes a Range Rover, whether it's first generation or P38.
We'll get stoned to death in the cafe if you say that.
I know you've got friends who really like them. Jason, I hope you're watching.
Yeah.
But I just prefer Japanese, and I think a lot of other people do. So this is nice, but let's go and have a look at the other one.
There's two. Come on. This one got to £9,500 on the day against a guide of £12,000 to £15,000 and was not sold. The second Hilux we looked at was 1996. This one had covered just over 72,500 miles and was guided at £15,000 to £20,000, but it was in very different condition. So this one is shiny. Now, has it had an easier life, or has it had a bit of resto?
Well, 72,500 on it. The estimate's 15 to 20. Is better condition than the blue one externally. But you've got a problem with this, Sam, and is how much do you use it? Because it is so nice now. Is it just gentle use, go down the shops, run around, take the dog out in it, or do you start working it? And it'd be a shame to work it and run it into the ground. I don't think.
I don't think this should be worked. However, I think there is an innate coolness in the one that has been worked and should still be worked. And what's the price difference? About £5,000 in it? Well, there's been a lot more than £5,000 spent on this to get this to this condition.
All
So
right, here's a question for you then, Sam. Which one would you have, red or blue?
I'd have the Tati original.
And you put me on the spot there, because if my missus is watching, she'd be with you.
Yeah.
But I might have this, even though I know it'd be a labour of love, and you'd have to be really careful where you park it.
If I had
how
this,
much you use it.
I was going to say, if I had this, it would be tucked away in a collection as somewhere to put my money. The blue one I'd be using every day, and that's the difference for me now. Is that you're buying a car to use it, or you're buying a car to add to the collection.
Yeah, I know, you're right. But isn't it lovely to see too in a sale?
And the later Hilux had an estimate of £15,000 to £20,000, selling for £18,562, including fees.
I tell you what, Richie, if I was taking a pickup home, it wouldn't be either of those two. It would be this one. So this is a 49 or 50. What is it? 50 F1 pickup. I've had a 49. And when they're set up, they are so much fun to drive. I mean, there's no power steering, the drum brakes. You have to concentrate. You have to concentrate, but there is a deep joy to driving something that takes a little bit of hard work. But yeah, I think if I was going to have a truck to use and drive for shows and for meets and for in the collection, it would be this one. To use every day, it would be the Tati original blue one. So unfortunately, the very nice Hilux gets lost in no man's land for me.
Outrageous.
Sorry!
The 1950 Ford F1 pickup was guided at 18 to 22 and did tremendously well, achieving 30,375, including fees.
Can't I tempt you for a bit of load lugging with this nice Amazon then?
You absolutely can.
1965 Volvo Amazon Estate by Rudspeed, very rare UK.
We do like these.
Yeah.
There's only one fault with it. It should be sitting on banded steels. I would put banded steels on it with a hubcap.
I'm a bit torn because I quite like those.
Or trim rings.
Yeah,
'Cause
trim
you know,
rings.
steels and trim rings.
Yeah.
But this is lovely. I love a long roof. I don't know why so-called enthusiasts don't like estate cars.
Have you?
I
I love an estate car. Have you seen the interior? It looks like a sofa. It looks like my mum's Chesterfield sofa type leather.
Oh, we don't.
That was the colour.
Hey, we talk about the Chesterfield, yeah.
Go back to the Dealer's Wives podcast for that. But
Yes.
no, I think that the irony now is that whilst for so many years the estate versions were not the collector's first choice, the result is that they are now fewer and far in between in good, well looked after or restored condition. So I think that this is considerably rarer for being an estate.
Well, there's a bit. I love these for one reason in particular. My dad, the tax barrister, as we always got to mention what he did, he nearly bought about the very last Amazon brand new in Britain. He went to a local dealer, and do you know what he bought instead? An Avenger GT, brand new.
Ooh.
I mean, he should have bought one of these. So, Mr. B, if you're watching.
Still a good choice though. Let's see what this one's guided at. 65 car, 10 to 12 grand. I think you could be into much worse cars for 10 to 12 grand than this one.
It's lovely. Great spares support. And they were lovely to drive then, and they're lovely to drive now.
Do you not think that's sort of slightly classy?
Yeah.
Stylish.
Definitely. And do you remember there was a guy back in the 80s who made one into a panel van, lowered it and put it on moon discs?
Yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere. If you Google it, it will
The guy
come
I
up.
remember who did it was a bloke called Paul Wright, who lived down Farnham Way, and he put moon discs on, panelled it, and it looked good. But it just, as they stop, they're beautiful. You don't need anything. Got all the spares. Great owners club.
Now,
What?
I think if you took this to a car meet, you'd have a bigger crowd around it than a 911.
Definitely.
Well, it would if we were there anyway. Crowd of two.
Yeah.
And it sold for pretty much bang on the estimate at 12,250 quid.
A 928
Imagine
manual
my
S. Now, personally, for my own cars, I actually prefer these in an automatic because I use them as lazy cruisers. But the rarity of a manual. See what the mileage is.
Manual.
147,000 miles, 10 to 12 grand. Now, I think you could really smarten this car up. And to be honest with you, although 147 isn't particularly leggy, make sure it's had a cam belt, water pump, good service, it'll do the same again.
But again, like the Volvo, there are plenty of specialists who can look after it. But do you think, Sam, people are right to be frightened of owning one of these? Because I know someone who won't own one.
I think it depends. So the earlier cars, the 4.5s, the 4.7s, or the 4.5s, they've got half the valves of the S4s, of the big 5 litres. So there's a lot less to go wrong. But I think it's like any V8. Just maintain it.
Yeah, but you have to be a bit. I suppose it's the word dedicated springs to mind, really. But you could. If you had this and you looked after it, would you be quite happy to still be doing 15, 20,000 miles a year in
Absolutely.
it? I think I would.
More
if
so
I
than
knew.
the 911.
Oh,
Absolutely.
interesting.
They're a much nicer, much easier drive than a 911 from the same era.
Right, excellent. Well, you've converted me then.
And still, in my opinion, ridiculously bargainous.
1985 Porsche 928S with a very rare manual gearbox. I would have said that this was a practical, use and improve car, guided at 10 to 12, and it sold pretty much bang on for 12,375.
Another car I'm a big fan of, Richie, that I still think is incredibly good value for money, Merc W124.
And this is a super example, 1990 Merc 260e with just 27,000 miles.
You a fan?
I really, really like this. It's a 260, so it's got about just probably the best engine size. Metallic paint, sunroof, but you understand specs, Sam. Cloth interior, steel wheels with dustbin lids, just right. This is Barnett spec.
So
completely and utterly.
I think for a while everybody wanted the highly spec cars with the leather and the alloys and all the rest of it, and they were sort of cosseted a little bit and looked after a little bit more, and the kind of the daily, the bread and butter W124s and 190s that came with cloth and standard wheels kind of got left by the wayside a little bit.
Completely.
And again, the upside of that now is that if you find one with this kind of spec in this kind of condition, they're arguably rarer than the high spec stuff.
Oh, they are. They are. We could try and find a W124 200 with cloth, wind-up windows, dustbin lids on steel wheels.
Keep fit windows.
Keep fit windows. Yes, thank you.
Well, it's only done 27,000 miles, which will account for the incredible condition.
Barely running. Not even running.
I think you'd be paying.
It's fantastic.
I think you'd be paying 10 grand plus for this.
Easily.
You should be paying.
You should do.
What's it guided at? See how far off my guess is. Oh, 8 to 10. Oh, okay. Well,
now there's a dichotomy. That or the Ultima Scorpio.
Oh, this.
Well, ideally, I'd have both in the garage. Now I could either be sort of on-course bookie or pub landlord.
No, I am 100% senior regional manager in my W124.
Senior regional, exactly. Photocopy a repair company.
SRM. I'm SRM. Yeah.
Well, I got this one wrong. It was guided at 8 to 10, which I thought was its money. It actually sold on the day for a little over £7,300.
We talk a lot about what's next, and we all know that Mark 1 and Mark 2 Golf GTIs are
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, do we start to look at Mark 3 now?
Definitely. It's coming in from the classic cold anyway now. It's certainly becoming more popular, and we see this nice GTI 5-door, original green. I mean, these even silly things. It's even got the original aerial. No one snapped it off. It's not had a hard.
It's not gone in the car wash.
No, well, you know about that. But it's just nice. I mean, there's a bit of room where you could probably do a bit of tidying up. But as it is, and no reserve with an estimate of 4 to 6, how can you go wrong?
85,000 miles.
Yep.
Daily it, take it to
Absolutely.
a car show, use and improve. Now,
Definitely.
the collector's money will be on the 3 doors, the non-sunroof.
Yeah.
All the usual. But
Yeah.
same as the Mark 1s and Mark 2s, you can still buy a 5-door, it just costs you a little bit less. I think the Mark 3s will go the same way.
Yeah,
3-door,
definitely.
low mileage will be the one. 5-door sunroof, low
Use and
mileage
enjoy.
is the next one.
This nice, used and improved 95 Mark III Golf GTI was guided at 4 to 6 with no reserve, and I think someone bought really well. It sold for £2,250.
Speaking of use and improve Golf GTIs, this is a lovely Mark 1, little bit leggy, 171, but not unusual for these to have done that kind of mileage. The point is, they do this kind of
They
mileage.
do the mileage.
Again,
Definitely.
we've got this
12
guy
to
at
15.
12 to 15. How many doors are we on? 3-door. I think that's a very interesting price for this, looking at what they fetch when they are
Good,
absolutely
but
spot on.
I'm wondering if people are sort of almost focusing more on Mark 2s than Mark 1s. I don't know. Whether people have almost forgotten the poor Mark 1 GTI, the original, the daddy.
Well, I think the problem is the Mark 1 prices went astronomically high at one point, and the Mark 2s were the affordable ones. But the reality is, the Mark 2s are the better cars to drive.
Yeah, well, my missus had a 5-door 8 valve, and it was lovely. These are great as well, but
See, I
go
like
back to the Mark 3.
Mark
though.
2, 3-door, 16-valve big bumper. Is the one
Yeah,
for
big
me.
bumper, no quarter lights. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so we've got this guide at 12 to 15. We'll come back and see what it does.
1983 Mark 1 Golf GTI was guided at 12 to 15. It didn't sell. It got to £9,500 on the day.
So you know these, Rich. Your sister's been running these forever and a day, hasn't she? And
Yeah.
1983 Renault 5 Gordini Turbo.
Well, I'm glad my sister's not here because she'd be putting a bid on this or sticking her hand up, because this guided at 9 to 12 is just lovely. I'm not sure, but I don't like the fact it's white. I loved them when they were black or electric blue, because they came in very few colours.
I think with the red coach lines, it works.
Yes, all right, I'll give you that. And the 80s style glass pop-up sunroof, dealer special.
Absolutely.
You and I like them. It's a little gem.
These weren't made of the best steel, were they? And they were known to disintegrate with rot before your very eyes. So I think 9 to 12 grand, I think could be potentially quite conservative for this. We'll see.
It could be. There's a good following for these, and we don't always give the French cars the credit they deserve.
There's more people for them than there are good examples.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And sending it to auction was a smart choice for this, I think.
It's sensible. Love it.
We thought the 9 to 12,000 estimate for the 1983 Renault 5 Gordini Turbo was potentially a little bit conservative, and we were right. It sold for a little over 14 grand. And I loved this 1935 Austin 7 special aluminium bodied, guided at 8 to 10,000 pounds.
So, Rich, I found a candidate for my next hill climbing season. What do you think of this?
Good choice. Good choice. I like this. It's just full of character. You can get all the bits for it. In fact, probably for this, you could get the bits for much more easily than I can for a 1997 Daihatsu.
And do you know what? If you can't get them, you can fabricate them.
Exactly.
It's just not the end of the world. So it's special bodied, aluminium.
Fun to drive, economical. You could be using this every day. Look, you've got the flat hat for it. All you've got to do is turn it around the other way.
Just need the goggles and I'll be fine.
Well, off you go.
8 to 10 grand. I think this is completely charming. And
charming's the word.
I might just keep a little eye on this.
I would.
And rather predictably, anything I quite fancy does overestimate. This lovely Austin sold for just under £13,000. Super rare 1988 Maserati bi-turbo Spider with just 2,672 miles and a right-hand drive car.
What do we think of these bi-turbos, Rich?
We do really like them, but you've got to find one as good as this with 2,600 miles on the clock. You know as well as I do, Sam, there's a load of rotters there, but this is the complete opposite. This is really nice, and it's something for somebody who knows what they're talking about and knows what they want.
Well, they're an interesting story because Di Tommaso bought Maserati and decided that they were going to do an affordable sports car, and hence the bi-turbo was born. But what I have not seen before is one with this sort of mileage on, and I think it's 28 to 32. This is going into a collection, isn't it? Surely?
It will go to a collection, yeah, definitely. And the funny thing is, do you remember when they all stockpiled up down in Dover, when they were all brought in by Stan Choi, I think it was around Maserati Jeep, and there were a lot of them just sat around. This is great. This has escaped. We like survivors, and this is definitely a top
we like solid survivors. We'll see what this does.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see this very rare Maserati go for under the estimate of 28 to 32,000. It did sell for 24.5.
Rich, this is probably one of my rare finds of the auction. Time Warp, 1978, Toyota Carina. So only done 22,500 miles.
I love it. I love these when they were new. I love them all the more now. And to find one like this in this order, one owner, lowish mileage, it's just fantastic. And it is an opportunity, Sam, to use the word unrepeatable.
Well, just for the benefit of the tape, it's in this beautiful, it's a really vibrant, bright yellow. It looks like it's the factory orange peel as they did come out. And it's got the kind of cloth, it's not even a velour, it is a cloth beige interior. But all the dash, all the door cards, all the plastic, all the rubbers are like new. I've never seen anything like it. Guys at 20 to 25, little bit rich for me at that. But I do think 15 to 20.
Yeah, because we underestimate the love of Japanese cars in this country, but we also underestimate the love for Japanese saloons. It's not all about 240 and 260Zs, it's about these as well.
I think they were competing with the Fords and the Vauxhalls. Obviously, in terms of badge value, they didn't add up. At the time, they weren't made of the best steel. They did rot away for fun in front of your eye. So I think that whilst they were incredibly ordinary in period, these are the standout survivor cars now that you just don't find. Well, we'll come back afterwards and we'll see how that works out.
As stunning and rare as this was, I did think the 20 to 25 grand estimate was a big ask. I thought it was probably more likely to do 15 to 20. It did actually go to 16 on the hammer, but didn't sell. Next, we looked at a 1961 VW Camper, double door deluxe. Great lot, all proceeds going to charity for Great Ormond Street Hospital. So we were really hoping this would do well.
So you know what they say, the more windows, the more pounds. No reserve bus this, charity auction.
Exactly.
Interesting to see what it does today.
I think so. Lovely colour scheme. My favourite, Sam, banded steels with narrow whites. How can you go wrong?
And this sold for £92,250 with all proceeds, including Iconic Auctioneers fees, going to the Great Ormond Street Hospital. And my favourite of the day, 1970 Shadow Coupe, the two-door Mulliner Park Ward.
This is the one I take home. It's not in the best condition. It's not the most expensive. It's not the rarest car, but this is It's the one for me. It's the Mulliner Park Ward. It's the two-door shadow, effectively, or the fixed head Corniche, depending how you want to look at it.
However you want to do it. We don't mind about nomenclature. We know it's not really a Corniche, but my golly, Sam, this is just lovely. The colour's right. The interior's a good colour. It's good, Nick. Paint could do with a little bit of mopping, a little bit of tidying up. Maybe lose those Corniche hubcaps and go back to the original ones. But it's proper old money for Cadogan Square or running out to your country estate in Cheltenham.
I'm just trying to see whether it's sitting upright at the back. It's actually sitting quite nicely.
Sits nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sits pretty level. It's good. Patinated, but nicely so.
And have you seen the guide on it?
I'm sorry to say, why would you buy a fast Ford when you could buy
18
this?
to 24 grand for this. Now, just for the tape, it's in this beautiful, it's in a matte burgundy colour with a really, really tidy but used tan interior. The bright work's okay. There's a little bit of pitting, a little bit of rust coming through, but nothing a day with the machine polish on sort out.
Nothing. No.
Flat polish.
A good polish, a good bit of detailing, and you've got an absolute smash.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, exactly.
This. James, we might not be getting the train home.
And this sold for £21,375, including fees. Sadly, not to me, so I did have to get the train home.